What would you do if you woke up one day and everyone remembered you differently than you remember yourself? People call you kind, successful, confident, but that's not how you remember your past. It makes you wonder, are we defined by who we were or by who others believe we became? Maybe identity isn't about memory at all, but about the impact you leave behind. How would you feel if you realized your biggest failure actually saved you from a worse life? That moment you thought ruined everything, losing that job, that chance, that relationship. What if it was protection, not punishment? Looking back, you start to see it clearly. Sometimes life closes a door not to hurt you, but to stop you from entering the wrong room. What would you do if the person who bullied you in school asked for your help today? Life has a strange way of flipping roles. The same person who once laughed at you is now standing in front of you, asking for support. Do you give them kindness they never showed you? Or do you walk away knowing you've already won by becoming stronger than your past? How would you react if you found a letter written to you, but it was dated 20 years in the future? At first, you'd probably laugh and think it's a joke, but then you read it, and it knows things only you would know. Your fears, your regrets, your biggest mistake. Do you follow the warning, or ignore it and live your life anyway? Because knowing the future doesn't always mean you can change it. What would you do if you discovered your best friend secretly sabotaged your success years ago? Imagine finding out that the person you trusted the most was quietly holding you back the whole time. At first, you'd feel shocked, maybe even betrayed. But then comes the real question. Do you confront them, or do you let your success speak for itself? Sometimes the hardest lesson isn't about revenge, it's about realizing who deserves access to your future. My ex-girlfriend came back after 10 years and called me a liar when she found out I had already moved on. When she came back after 10 years and called me a liar, it hurt. But not the way she thinks. I wasn't lying. I was living the days she wasn't there for. 10 years of silence teaches you how to let go, how to heal, how to move forward alone. I didn't forget her. I just learned how to choose myself. Sometimes people come back hoping you're still broken. But I rebuilt myself, and that's something I'll never feel sorry for.
My ex-girlfriend came back after 10 years and called me a liar when she found out I had already moved on. My ex came back after 10 years and called me a liar because I moved on. 10 years. Let that sink in. I didn't lie. I healed. Life doesn't pause when someone walks away. I didn't promise to wait forever in silence. I respected the past, but I chose my future. Some people come back too late and confuse their regret with your fault. I'm not who I was 10 years ago, and I won't apologize for growing.
I accidentally burned my house down and it made me a millionaire. The day after my boyfriend and I bought our first house, I got a knock on the door right after we just finished moving in. I was in the middle of making dinner when I opened it and saw two police officers shining their flashlights at me. They asked what my name was, and when I told them, I could tell something was wrong. They asked my birthday, and as soon as I told them, they looked at each other. Then they told me to put my hands behind my back. I thought it was a joke, but they started yelling at me to do it. Without any explanation, they arrested me and took me to jail, and I was in literal tears the entire way. I tried to tell them I left the oven on, but they didn't believe me. They weren't telling me anything, and I had to spend the entire night in a cell. When they finally let me use the phone, I called my boyfriend. I was still bawling, and he didn't answer. I was cold, scared, and had no idea what was going on. Eventually in the morning, they let me out, and when I finally got my phone back, I had so many notifications. My whole family was calling me because I had disappeared, and since the oven was left on, my house caught on fire. But here's the craziest part. It turns out the police arrested me because a woman stole someone's car while their kids were in it and drove off with them. She also just happened to have the exact same first, last name, and birthday as me. We lost our brand new house, but after I finished suing the police department, I bought a much nicer one.
What's something people only realize after they lose you? It's not your words. It's not your looks. It's not even the memories. It's your value. People almost never realize your value while you're still there, because when you stay, your effort feels normal. Your support feels expected. Your presence feels guaranteed. They think, you'll always be here. So they stop appreciating the small things, the way you listened, the way you stayed patient, the way you showed up even when it wasn't easy. But once you're gone, everything changes. They notice the silence. They notice no one checks on them the same way. No one understands them without explanation. No one stays without conditions. That's when the memories start hitting hard. The late night talks, the loyalty, the consistency they once took for granted. And here's the painful truth. Pause, slightly lower tone. By the time they finally realize your worth, you've already realized your own. You've healed. You've moved forward. You've stopped begging to be valued. People don't miss you because you were perfect. They miss you because you were real, consistent, and rare. And that's something most people only understand after they lose someone they thought would never leave.